Have you guys heard of the Welcomefest? No, neither had I. But apparently, there is a centrist Democrat fest. I know what you're thinking. They have fun, don't they? Sleep during the day and come out at night to, punch left and get mad at us for demanding things like Medicare for all and a Green New Deal and a livable wage and labor unions. No, apparently they have fests, and it is a centrist fest called the Welcomefest, a billionaire-backed vision for Democrats. This is Russell Payne, staff reporter with Salon, who is reporting about, oh, look, it's Alyssa Slotkin. This is Alyssa. We need to stop being woke and weak, Slotkin, by taking all the same money from the right and doing all the right's policies, but worse. But like not as good. Dave Weigel was also inside the room, and I feel like we have to look more deeply into who the people were. But like we are at this moment of an inflection point for the Democratic Party, where obviously there's a lot of what happened, what went wrong in 2024. And there's a lot of us who are like, I don't know, can this party be even revived? Is it on death's door? What is the solution going to be? And we talked yesterday about Pete Buttigieg and the safe white guy syndrome. We've talked about Alyssa Slotkin, again, being mad at the, so-called weak and woke Democrats. We all know that people want to throw Kamala Harris under the bus for talking about being Black and a woman, which she didn't even do. So in other words, they're just mad at her for being a Black woman, and not actual policies that maybe she, went along with, like genocide and stuff. But the centrist Democrats think they've got their finger on the pulse. Centrist Democrats are trying to replicate the movement politics that drive progressive wing of the party, but it's not clear that the party's moderates, boosted by billionaire donors, can build the same sort of grassroots support that has driven more left-wing campaigns. Let's talk about who those are. A political consultant and co-founder of the Welcome Party, Lauren Harper Pope, told Salon that Welcomefest, kicking off Wednesday in D.C., is the largest public gathering of centrist Democrats. Good God. They're just like, we like money. Hi, we like money too. The goal, she said, is to seek advice from Democrats who overperform this cycle and discuss what it means to be a partisan centrist. Okay, why don't you talk to AOC? Because she overperformed like crazy. Like, she fundraised a lot. So, you going to talk to her? We respect the very robust and multifaceted effort on the progressive faction of the party over the last few years. They had a lot of clear coherency behind it, and there was a lot of action, Harper Pope told Salon. We're essentially just trying to emulate that faction of the party. Wait. Slow down. Wait. Time out. So what you're trying to do, Lauren Harper Pope, is to recreate the excitement around the progressive wing of the party. I don't know, the Squad, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Summer Lee, the Fallen Squad, like Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, throw her in there. You're trying to recreate that, but without the politics. I love this for you. I so love that. This is adorable. This is perhaps the most disgusting thing I've seen yet. This is the equivalent of like Amazon, the company, hollowing out all mom and pop bookshops and then reopening in the former, brick and mortar places as Amazon Basics. Come by. See, we've spent all this time punching left, but now we want to strip the skin of the dead carcass and wear it as our own, like the Buffalo Bill of politics. That's what we want to do. Like, that's so crazy, dude. That's so crazy. You guys. In 2025, the event, the theme of which is responsibility to win, features elected Democrats such as Alyssa Slotkin, Representative Jake Auchincloss, Representative Marie Gluesenkamp Perez, and of Washington. The event also includes some notable figures like Adam Gentleson, Senator John Fetterman's, John Fetterman's former chief of staff, okay, Derek Thompson, a columnist of The Atlantic and co-author of Abundance, yes, and Matt Iglesias, the proprietor of the Slow Boring on Substack. Let's get all the most odious centrist neoliberal ghouls in one place and tell them and try to rebrand this. It's like this, oh God, they want to lose so bad. Oh my God, like I have to believe they think they're smart, because otherwise I'm just like, oh, okay, you just enjoy, like, your kink is being a loser. And I do think they think they're smart. Harper Pope described the Welcome Party and associated PAC as an attempt to organize and support centrists in the Democratic Party, mirroring efforts by those on the more left-leaning side. You know, the party that doesn't have the money, that doesn't have the support, like the backing that you do, that doesn't have the billionaires who are supporting your Welcomefest. Okay, I'm sorry. In terms of strategy, Harper Pope, I've got to get Usama on to talk about this, described the formation similar to that of Justice Democrats, except instead of supporting progressives, the Welcome Party would support centrists. And instead of putting up primary challengers against incumbents in deep blue districts, the Welcome Party would support candidates in purple districts where they think a more liberal candidate who might prevail in the Democratic Party would be at a disadvantage in a general election and might also be a mismatch for the district. Ooh. I hate this with fibers of my being that I don't have. They're going to run candidates to box out leftists by using the tactics of the leftists. And yet the very appeal of leftists or of the Justice Democrats is the fact that they're willing to go against your safe, status quo, pro-corporate, centrist-ass policies that walk us back into fascism. I swear to God. Another key point of comparison is the funding behind the groups. While the Justice Democrats PAC received over 25,000 donations in 2024, a cycle when they weren't even supporting new candidates, the Welcome PAC received just a few hundred. The bulk of the PAC's money came from a handful of donors with familiar names like James Murdoch, the liberal-leaning son of the billionaire media mogul Rupert Murdoch. Combined, James Murdoch and his wife, Catherine, donated $2.5 million to the Welcome PAC in 2024. And, speaking of Zionists, Reid Hoffman, the billionaire LinkedIn founder and critic of former Federal Trade Commission Chair Lina Khan, donated $671,000 to Welcome PAC in 2024. Sam Walton, the grandson of Walmart founder Samuel Walton, donated $825,000. Don't you understand why we hate you? Do you understand why nobody would want to vote for your candidates when you are corporate backed? Like, I don't, like, when a candidate says, I don't take corporate PAC money, that actually means something to us. They're not just speaking another language. That's not just like a thing you say. We actually care. We actually look at open secrets. We actually look into who's funding your campaign and who's not. Joshua Birkenstein, a co-chairman of Bain Capital, alongside his wife, Anita Birkenstein, donated a collective $375,000. Harper Pope said the goal shared by centrist think tanks like Third Way is to win by meeting voters where they are. Ugh. A recent Gallup poll found that 45% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning moderates want the party to move towards the center. Bullshit. I don't trust that shit at all. This is the whole, like, let's stand for nothing. In the end of the day, let's go to a general election. Let's imagine that they're correct, right? Who's going to win in the general? A Democrat who says, yeah, I believe in Trump's immigration policies, but there's a better way to do it. Or the person who's like, yeah, I believe in Trump's immigration policies. Sorry, this is how we have to do it. Which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose not the weak sauce one. You're going to go for the real thing, because the other one has too many hangups. They're too upset about like human rights and stuff. It's Diet Coke versus Coke, man. I'm sorry. And like, you know, we all have our Diet Coke phase, but you want the real thing. The Mexican Coke. That's the real thing. We want Claudia Sheinbaum Coke. We want to be representative of the party overall. And I think the majority of those voters are people who are less progressive. Again, if the centrist faction of the Democratic Party can be strong, robust, and vibrant, it can help us not only win more elections, but also help us have the liberal democracy we aspire. No, man, your asses gave up the liberal democracy. Despite campaigning on the liberal democracy, your asses were caught completely flat-footed, losing the 2024 election, gave up the liberal democracy, and now your leaders like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have no idea which way is up. They're still blowing in the wind. They still don't know how they're fighting. They have no plan. And so now you guys are like, let's just take a bunch of billionaire money to do some bullshit consultant. Well, let's just have a party. Let's have a party. Now, among the people who were there at the Welcomefest was, of course, Richie Torres, who took time out of his busy schedule collecting money from an apartheid regime to speak to the Welcomefest, and he was summarily protested.
Kathy Hochul still won by 6 points.
I think we have protesters. Welcome.
Oh.
Richie Torres!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait.
Hundreds of thousands of people dead, innocent women, pregnant children.
Oh, enough already.
Oh, posh. Oh, posh. Enough. Pish posh. Is that what he said? Oh, stop it now. Oh, enough already. How dare you?
Freedom is a beautiful thing. Thank God for freedom. Thank God. We live in a country where you can protest your member of Congress. Thank God. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing.
Represent your constituents. Represent a pro-Israel lobby that has given you millions. Do you feel no shame? $500,000
Yes. Cue the music. I love them cueing the music. Like, gonna play the protesters off. Gonna pretend this isn't happening.
Cycle. You are not a trailblazer. You will be remembered for your support of a genocide. You should not be honored on this stage. You should be trying Israel twice as much.
So, if you're listening, they sat in front of the stage and they all sort of unfurled their signs, and some of them say genocide Richie, and one of them says, a couple of them say gays against genocide, which I love. Fire Richie, gays against genocide. Hello, happy pride. Oh God, they're playing You're So Vain. Look at his face. Look at he's like, okay, just smile through it. And then You're So Vain. You probably think the song is about you. Carly Simon is playing. Oh, go to the splash page, please. And yet they persisted. This stupid base, the stupid Democratic base. What are these young people, gay people, people of color, people who want to stop genocide? We don't need you, except when we need you, except that you're voters, and we I kind of really need your support. So Dave Weigel, who's a reporter for Semaphore, he was in the Welcomefest, and he's giving some even worse details. Andy Rotherman, who is the co-founder of the Bellwether Education Partners, a national nonprofit, an education nonprofit. I don't know. I don't have enough intel about this guy, but he is, quote, saying it was a mistake to die on the Hill against Florida's, quote unquote, Don't Say Gay bill, which was popular. The American people are pointing the way and the activists are steering the wrong way. You guys, we need to fight these people. I'm sorry, but I love those protests. This is toxic. And during Pride, let's not get it twisted. These are the people who only want to use gay folks when it's advantageous for them to pretend that they stand up for equality, but they will absolutely throw them under the bus. It was a mistake to die on the Hill. Who died on the Hill? Yeah, we talked about the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida. Was it successful in repealing it? No. What are you talking about? The activists are yeah, you know what? Historically, I don't know if you guys know anything about history, but historically, whenever there's been activists, meaning people who take time out of their lives and protest something or get together with their fellow man and work toward a common good, usually they're wrong. These are people who will feed the poor to the wood chipper alongside all the Peter Thiels and the Mark Andreessens and the David Horowitz and all of these oligarchs who want to make the poor, into fuel, unironically. Derek Kaufman on the inclusive abundance. Abundance is a North Star to create factions on both the right and left. You can talk about it as a way to combat homelessness in our big cities. And you can talk about it as a way to compete with China. Jesus Christ, you guys. This is all about the abundance agenda, again, which is get rid of regulation, embrace neoliberal economics and capitalism. Don't even talk about capitalism. Just regulation is the problem. There is no daylight between the abundance agenda and, big business against regulation and for tax cuts. By the way, here's my thing. If you're a mother that's going to benefit from the Trump tax cuts, I need you to sit down. I need you to sit. No. You sit down. You sit down. And I don't want to hear from you. You can give money to causes, but I don't want to hear from you. And these people make $3 million a year, right? These people are very comfortable. If you've got more than one home, I don't want you planning the future of the Democratic Party's strategy. I'm sorry, you're out of touch. Like, I love that these are the same people who are like, how are we going to relate to people? We need a Joe Rogan of the left, but also, ew, that poor touched me. Like, do you realize how fucking out of touch you are? I can't with this. Kaufman, a former hedge funder, says abundance supporters should find like-minded candidates, quote, and give them the resources to be competitive. Imagine a world where young people aren't thrilled by college Dems or college Republicans and join the college abundists. The college abundance, I'm already giving them an imaginary wedgie. Like, I'm already debating them in a class. Here's wins above replacement, an example of war. Quote, their base will vote for you anyway. Don't worry about liberal defections. Now, I want us to just zero in on this. They're basically oh my God. He's basically saying look, this person, who is this person? Laksha Jain, who is an elections polls and modeling person for Split Ticket. Also, AI software engineer, brilliant. So trying to replace our jobs, says the base will vote for you anyway. Don't worry about liberal defections. In other words, yeah. Are you a lib? Yeah, don't worry about it. They're gonna vote for you. You should never be afraid of the left, except for what happened in 2024. Never be afraid of the left, except this shoe-in, easy, layup, complete show that you could not run against, that you could not defeat. This is just a slideshow. Bad groups create bad incentives for Democrats. And then, as an example, more Democratic lawmakers visit El Salvador to see Abrego Garcia wrongly deported by the Trump administration. Now, I'm assuming, and I got to talk to Dave about this, but this is a slide to say the bad groups are people citizens, people who are mad that the Trump administration is defying a Supreme Court order to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia from El Salvador, which the Supreme Court ruled he did. And they're bad incentives for Democrats. So all of these stupid Dems who went to go visit Kilmar Abrego Garcia, we had one on the show yesterday, that's a bad incentive. We shouldn't listen to these fringe groups. What are we doing? I'm very curious if I'm wrong about this, but that is wild. Adam Gentleson, again, who I think last we heard from Gentleson, he was sort of blowing a whistle on how John Fetterman has lost his mind, but he's not necessarily a good person. He said, the backlash that happens online is a sign you're doing something right. He urges Dem candidates to weather the storm and come out with more defensible, popular positions. I cannot with this. I want to just, before I end this segment, I want to remind y'all of the conversation. And if you haven't listened or looked at it, the conversation I had with Anat Shenker-Osorio, who once again said, polling only tells you so much. That if, let's say, trans athletes don't poll well, it doesn't mean you have to run to the center or you make trans athletes the center of your entire shtick or your platform, right? It's that the job of a good message, as she said, is not to say what is popular. It's to make popular what needs to be said. Democrats need to stand for something. If you take the progressiveness out of the progressive movement, all you have is nothing. You don't have a movement. What this entire conference tells me is that they are scared shitless of us. That despite them saying the backlash is good, these are just mantras that centrist Democrats have to keep telling themselves while they receive checks from these awful industries: pharma, Israel, crypto, real estate. That's what they have to tell themselves to keep on ignoring our calls, ignoring our marches, ignoring our protests. Because believe you me, they were disturbed by that protest of Richie Torres. They were, oh, I say, as someone said in the comments. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.